I grew up with a sense of feeling like I wasn't enough. Some of my first memories growing up are filled with a sense of not belonging, not being wanted, simply not being enough. I feel like I filled this space with emptiness. I wasn't as warm as the people around me. I was a tiny, shy, softly spoken kid. I was smart, but not too smart. If I had any type of activity outside of school, I had to be perfect. I couldn't fail. And if I did, it meant that I was the worst human on this planet. If I struggled in school, I felt like it was my fault and never questioned that maybe because I had lived abroad and been homeschooled in my early years, I could be at a disadvantage compared to my peers. It was my fault. I was the problem. I wasn't enough. I tried to make myself the smallest possible so I wouldn't disrupt the people around me, so I wouldn't make their lives any harder than it had to be. This mindset followed me into my teen years, where I constantly talked down to myself if I did something wrong. It seeped into relationships. If they said I did something wrong, then they were right. I was always the bad guy. I would cry myself to sleep wondering why I was like this, how I had been born wrong. As I grew older, though, I started to gain more self-confidence. I started to strive for my own goals, not ones set by society's expectations. I also started to accept that I could be good at things. You aren't born great, but you can become something worthwhile with hard work and patience. I was very wrong growing up. I was always enough. I was a child learning how to become a functioning human being in this world. I do, however, thank myself for being so hard on myself. Even if it wasn't necessary, it definitely made me into a more empathetic person. I'm not afraid to accept my wrongdoings, to question myself on how I treat and talk to other people. It has overall made me a kinder person with a huge heart, and I'll carry that till I die. Just remember, you are always enough. Even when you think you don't deserve to be treated as such, you always deserve love.